time we've done this, might as well get started, right? It's unfortunately Steve couldn't stick around for this, so we're kind of doing like an aftershock. But I really wanted to just kind of have an open talk about where the story's at, what's happened, if there's like some fun things you guys want to talk about. I'll start off with a question. How did you think today's session went? It's episode 20.
I would say that it went really well. I don't want to say best of all time or best so
best
far.
Best of all time.
But I think it went really well. There were quite a few issues that kind of off camera we had talked about in terms of really trying to dial in the session and really trying to get it figured out. One of those was trying to determine whether we are RPing or whether it's just like us and it's table talk. So I think doing a voice certainly helped out with that. So I'm happy that I did that. I loved how he switched his up yet again, but it works and it melds.
We found it. We found it. I mean that is Rocky Balboa is Bruce Rockbear.
So I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 9. Really.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good.
I can't, like, as a DM, I can't, like, hope for anything better than, like, a 5.
Right.
Like, if it's better than that, I'm like, yes!
Right.
But, I mean, in the end, today was the first time that you showcased your voice as well.
Right.
So, it was an astounding across the board for both of your guys' voices. It finally felt, like, dialed in.
Right.
For me, at least. I'm like, all right, Bruce is not going to go for the Australian to the Blumpkin to the everything. Like, you found it, and it's like, that's it.
I still feel like there's a lot I need to work on with my voice. Like, saying a complete sentence or relaying information is going to be difficult, like, no matter what, when you're in voice. So when you're RP, and that's hard when you're not talking just regularly.
Yeah, that's true.
It's difficult. So, no, I enjoyed the session, too. I think the fighting was good. Every time you fight a dragon, it's going to be difficult.
Sure.
So fighting dragons is already tough.
And then you fought 3 of them.
We fought 3 of them. So
ACs were all 18. Triple-digit healths across the board. And, man, you guys just smoked that first one.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
We had some help.
You did. Let's see here. With every dragon, you had help. The double ballistas on the first one, he took 40 damage for the ballistas, which was awesome. The second one, Jackhammered, thankfully, at the right moment. And then the third one finished off by little Sheldon. Turned out to be something else.
OP, dude.
Yeah.
I've said it multiple times. He's a 9th level wizard tinkerer. Like, he's got stuff up his sleeve.
We need to get some gear from Sheldon before we move on.
Any enchanted items that you're holding that you got?
I mean, he did promise you a weapon that returned, but it was like,
I'm super excited about.
It was a little convoluted because it was like, hey, let's have some dinner. We're a bit drunk. Dragons! How about you, Voquis?
So I agree with your point when you were saying that, like, it's hard to convey information and stuff like that in voice. Back a long time ago, I tried to do a Canadian accent for Voquis.
Oh, man.
And that was...
Give us a little bit of the...
I can't anymore.
I'm sorry.
What's your boots? It went from, like, Canadian to Swedish to, like, New Jersey for a second. It was really weird. And, like, when I get emotional when we're playing, like, I just cannot hold the voice. And so I'm like, you know what, I'll just not do voice. Yeah, it's just easier. So I just can't do it. It was super, super fun.
It was, I don't remember if it was recorded or not, but Steve was like, I don't like your gnome voice. I was like, no, this is my one voice that I really like.
I love your voice.
I love
I like all your voices.
I was glad that the acid, like, situated itself because I could not do Sheldon's voice. And look how much RP we did. Like,
we did a lot of RP.
Holy moly. Yeah. But I didn't do an Arnold. I thought about it. To make
Jax.
Maybe
Jax was going to be Arnold.
I just wanted to make him absolute crazy. Like, over the top.
Crazy.
Extreme Doritos.
Hoping to do some more RP with the voice. I really want to see how far I can push it and how far we can take it. And I feel
like practice in the mirror.
I can definitely I can take it a lot more zany, I think.
Yeah, so, and this is something we talked about too. Is you're from your character creation. The character was a bit stoic, extremely serious, and very overbearing.
Right.
And by doing this voice, it's opened up Balrog into a whole new light. It's funny. You've got petrol and doing all these other things, and I absolutely loved the direction that you've decided to take with the character, because I think, like we've mentioned this before, being a doom and gloom, that the first story arc of this has been trying to not do that. Obviously, everything I do is like literally testing the water. From I don't remember the episode, which one it was, where I think it's like 15, the goblins and the souls going to, like, doing that. It was like, I have an idea. I'm just going to throw this and see if it works. And sometimes it sticks. And sometimes it completely falls on its face. Every session, every episode has been like, I'm going to try completely improv this session. Fails. Like, I'm going to at least write something. And then, like, I've written 6-page essays. The first dungeon you guys went to.
Yeah.
That was so intense. I spent a week writing all of that, and did it fall on its face? Did it not? Like, it's like, there's different levels, and I'm just like constantly throwing at you guys half RP, but I really like the flow of today.
Yeah.
The first half was RP, fun, got zaniness, and then we fought, and it's part of the story of why I was fighting. And good old Petrol just reading his little book, and he's in a box just going somewhere. And where's he going? Jax is the deliverer.
Yeah.
He's there with you guys. So where's Petrol? Yeah. And who's going to pick up this box? And what's going to happen to Petrol? That's just going to be a story arc that I'm going to have to write that's outside of this. So that, I'm super excited for next session. This will be fun.
I think definitely, as far as I've known you as a DM, you're definitely known for destroying towns. I mean, and even today, it's so hard not to destroy that town. In that situation, you got several dragons coming in hot.
Yeah. They're coming in real hot.
They're not exactly gonna just fly down.
I don't want to destroy a building. It's like, I'm gonna use this building as a bed.
Right. Yeah. So, but I loved the flow. I thought today's session, it felt right. It felt really good. So.
Yeah, it felt tight. I feel like that town, if that's the way they transport the jewels to get paid, I feel like that happens all the time.
Yeah, that's
it has to happen all the time. Because if they wait for the storm to come, like, it's the best time to do it, they must know that happens all the time.
Yeah, what extraplanar creatures are coming through that that they have to fight off, right?
Yeah.
Right, and if you remember, those buildings, they sway back and forth. Like they've known how they're supposed to move during that time. So,
well, too, the storm itself. Maybe the storms aren't normally full of dragons.
That's true.
You know, he even says, like, this is a 10.9, this is crazy. And off in the distance, you saw it red and some green. Maybe that's not a normality. Maybe normal transportation is super simple. So it could be that you guys just ran into a really tough situation that's not normal. I mean, they send up the flyers to make sure that the package gets through. They're just decoys. I definitely pulled that bit from, what's the dragon movie we just watched not too long ago with Louise?
Oh, yeah.
Remember I'm talking about where the dragons eat the ash dragon? Yes.
Yeah, Rain of Fire.
Rain of Fire, where they go up and they're dodging. I was like, yeah, I want that. I want that in that session.
Even kind of how, like, in Rain of Fire, those dragons, they really rear up from their belly, and you can see it. You can physically see
the fire.
And then it goes, so...
And those were young dragons.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
we even fought an adult dragon.
Thank goodness.
There's no way I'll put an adult dragon against you guys.
Yeah, we would die.
As level 7s, you know.
We would die. We would die so hard.
Anything else from, I don't know, the sessions? Anything else you guys got?
No, I enjoyed it. I look forward to working on my Stallone voice, the Rocky voice.
Anything that you guys want to see from the next episode? Anything, like something, if you had a wish, you'd be like, I want to do this next episode.
So I wish that we go back to Haven, I find Hilda, and we have a wedding. That's what I wish.
That's a good wish. That's a good wish. I can't rate that on anything. That's story arc number 3.
Yeah, exactly.
I
feel like we're so far away from
Haven
and all
so
that.
much.
Yeah.
My wish would be to please do not take Petrol away from me. We just got him into the story arc, and I can be extremely funny and zany with him all day long. So if he can make it back in one piece,
He also has to give me a tattoo.
And if he doesn't, then I'm gonna have to work with Sheldon to build another one, and then again claim it as its master.
This is our new home base.
Yeah.
This town.
100%.
Man, half of it's destroyed.
We can
before the buildings are completely
So that
smashed.
means that we have to rebuild it, right?
If you build it, gnomes will come.
They just sprout up from the ground like, I was born today.
Maybe we convince Sheldon to let us build a base there. Like I can be home base. I can report back.
Is that your one wish? You're gonna
Yeah, you get a wish. You get a wish. What's your
my
wish?
one wish?
What's your wish?
I want to make Bruce more effective in battle and not just with his axe and everything all the time. Bruce, I feel like, is pretty limited in what he can do, and I know barbarians. That's the class you take. That's the choice you make.
Well,
because I'm pretty strong, like physically, like I take damage pretty well, but there's not a lot I can contribute to battle.
Yeah, I think some of it's
physical damage.
Some of it's a creativity thing too, like jousting on an ostrich.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Maybe I just need to use it more creatively.
I didn't necessarily take damage, but I also pinned it against a wall to where maybe at that point the DM can go, you know what, he's pinned.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and give you advantage while you're raging.
His pin, just so you're remember, the pinning against the wall made him take an entire action to take him out. His recharge was ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
If he hadn't pinned him and made him waste an action, which he still took a damage because he flung it and failed his dex save, but that could have been death for two characters easily.
Yeah,
so it's the creative thing. My point is just to take your guys' framework and work with what you give me. So the more creative you get, the more fun it is. I mean, making out with the dragon while doing the breath. I mean, you're not really making out. You just shoved your mouth inside of its mouth. I think that's making out.
That's definitely.
Is that
it was some hot.
Did it vomit in their mouth?
That was classic Godzilla too.
Oh yeah,
that's definitely something he's known for. But yeah.
The only thing I didn't get to RP, and maybe it'll come up with another session, is like you guys wake up and Balrog's already outside playing with the kids, and there's like a fake small paper mache town, and Balrog's like, and the kids are like, and they're running away.
I can RP that.
Yeah. Well, cool, guys. That's about all that we have time for today. We're just trying this out, see if we'll probably do it in the room next time, but appreciate you guys hanging out afterwards and talking and chit-chatting. These are fun. Any kind of content like this would be great, so until next time, right, guys? Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.